Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video right here on Dogecoin. We're going to do a full update. We'll talk about the fundamentals, we'll talk about the technicals, we'll talk about everything you need to know. I need to grab some data with me here to the left because I think yesterday we had some Dogecoin ETF news coming out, so we'll talk about that a little bit. Maybe then we can be a little bit positive because obviously I said good morning, but the situation right now in the markets is dire. I think a lot of you are experiencing that as well. So we'll talk about that. The situation overnight has not been better. I mean, right now there's some underlying fundamentals for not crypto specifically, I think, but for the entire crypto, for the entire financial markets. And I think crypto was hit first. Because of the fact that it's just very risky, right? Crypto assets are very risky, especially at the valuations that they are at right now. So they were hit hard. But if you take a look at this morning, you can see the volatility index is rallying, which means that there's unrest increasing surrounding the financial markets. And then you can also see right here that the actual financial markets, the equities, the S&P 500, is actually pushing down because of that as well. All right, so that obviously has a negative effect on crypto and crypto assets. And then you have something like Dogecoin, which is obviously still, look, it's a relatively stable meme coin. But it is a meme coin. It's a token that inherently doesn't have a lot of value, that's still trading at a $25 billion market cap. So that makes it a very risky asset, and therefore it's also pushing down lower. What we have seen is that we had formed some balance right here since the 10th of October around, let's say, 19.5 cents. That was already at a critical level, right? You can see on the higher time frames, we were at this critical level at 20 cents. On the 3-day time frame, we have never been able to reclaim that. On the daily time frame, every reclaim we had above that was instantly pushed back below that. So, based on that, in hindsight, maybe technically we could have seen this coming, but now you can see we push down below that area. You can also see we push down below a, quite a relevant trend line right here, which has actually held us up in some very dire moments earlier this year as well. No support there. So what we have to assume, you can see right now that the area that we have been in, or that we are in right now, has been balanced before, and the balance is between 18.3 cents and 15.4 cents. And we have already hit the point of control. The point of control is at 17.1 cents. No strong reaction there. So I think purely technically, we have to assume that we have fallen back into that range right here. So this happens very often. I mean, crypto prices usually move in between these balances. And that we have now, technically, I think we've seen enough confirmation with the strength at which we broke down and the lack of a reaction at the previous point of control, and the lack of reaction at this trend line. I think we have already gotten confirmation that we have technically fallen back into the range. And then the underlying fundamentals do not suggest otherwise. I mean, unrest at this point of time is still increasing. Bitcoin is still relatively weak. Some altcoins are moving up higher. But ultimately, that's why I have to be slightly bearish on Dogecoin. We did see some major, like yesterday, we had Grayscale disclosing a 0.35% fee for the XRP and Dogecoin ETFs. We had some massive leverage coming in after that. No, this was actually this morning. This morning we saw massive leverage coming in. This is actually longs being opened, which I think is a little bit strange. I mean, there might be something that we don't know about. So this is something that makes me say, okay, well, maybe we have a chance. But I think for now, that chance will only result. I mean, I do think there's a good likelihood we'll retest those levels to the upside at 17.5 and 18 cents. So I'm willing to concede that that is a possibility. But then from there, I think the fundamentals are bad enough. And I think the breakout has been bad enough to reject and ultimately push down into the previous range low at 15 cents. So I'd have to say that is most likely, given the information and given the current news and fundamentals that we have. I will keep you updated on this a little bit more regularly, though. I know a lot of you are still holding and trading Dogecoin, so I will make sure to do that. But that's it for now. So thank you for watching. Take care, everybody, and bye.